the challenge is to continue to create value for any company and their customers and their partners.
It's a centerpiece of the way AVEVA is seeing the architecture tomorrow, right?
But
we can
AVEVA is the master in that.
Yeah,
what is AVEVA Partner Network today?
So
What is it trying to create?
That's a great. It doesn't need to be specifically on Connect.
Yes.
This is very important. It can be done on a third-party platform.
Yes.
And then you use Connect mainly with an API about the data source and data consumption.
All right, good morning and welcome to another episode of Answers in the Spotlight, presented to you by AITS. Today we have a special guest with us coming all the way from Paris to visit Dubai to discuss business, AVEVA business. We have Sebastien Ory. Good morning, Sebastien.
Morning, Abdallah.
How are you doing?
Great, and thanks. Very happy to be here with you today.
Thanks a lot. Great to have you. Yesterday we were having some good discussions about AVEVA, how we're doing the business in the Gulf, how AVEVA continues to create value. So thanks for accepting this invitation for the podcast. Basically, today we want to really share with our customers, integrators, a little bit more about how AVEVA is going. You are in charge of the partners in EMEA and how AVEVA works through partners. How can AVEVA help partners? How partners help AVEVA around that?
Yeah, absolutely. Very happy to discuss this quite important topic for us.
Great. So before we start, a little bit wrap up about where is AVEVA going? What's AVEVA strategy? Where do we stand today, and how we see the future?
Yeah, so I think AVEVA from a general standpoint, AVEVA has been working and developing I would say the historical software, right, in our three major blocks, which are engineering, operation, and real-time management. Yeah. So we are keeping developing best-in-class product there, but obviously our main journey from a strategic standpoint is a move to cloud and the ability to provide additional value and to unlock industrial intelligence through a different cloud strategy, right? So I think the first elements, which is a few things are going live. Since the last couple of years, right? And I think one of the important steps for us is actually the launch this year of unified engineering, which is basically the new generation of our engineering offer. Yeah. So if you look at the generation, it's almost an every 20 years generation, right? Yes. That's more or less a pace. And so it's really about an integrated engineering offer, and that's very a key step forward. From an operation standpoint, it's really about getting acceleration in the hybrid approach. So, the combination of on-prem and cloud to really answer to the customer expectations.
Which in industrial space, I would say a hybrid architecture we see from customers is one of the preferred. I would say that so they would want to have some data on-prem, obviously. At the same time, they want to use cloud and the capability of what cloud has to offer.
Yeah, I think it's that's one of the specificity of the industrial space, right? Yes. Because due to the reality of the operations,
yes,
you want to have, and our customer wants to have some functions on-prem, so that basically it secure completely the operations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to leverage the cloud for getting, unlock innovation and unlock value, and getting, leveraging at best all the artificial intelligence elements, and all the upcoming, and also the capacity to share data across multiple stakeholders, right? So you really want the best of the two things when you are in the industrial world, and that's where AVEVA, with historical background, is really looking at, right?
AVEVA was many products, many software that we have in the portfolio. The value that we created to customers across the board in different segments, from the oil and gas to the infrastructure, smart cities, food and bev, etc., has been we always had a pole position in market share and that. The challenge is to continue to create value for any company and their customers and their partners. How is AVEVA planning or working on ensuring we continue to create that value to different stakeholders?
Yeah.
Obviously.
And I think that comes back a bit to the strategy point. So the first thing I think for us is to keep delivering best-in-class solutions on our key pillar, and especially when you talk about HMI Scala, right? We are looking at delivering best-in-class in this primarily on-prem solutions, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, one of the key elements is about we want to be an enabler of data democratization in the industrial space, right?
Okay.
And that's where the move to an industrial data platform is, in our view, absolutely critical, because this will enable at the company level to really share those industrial data and to make the best out of it.
Yeah.
And which means that smarter decisions, which means as well to unlock value creation and innovation. And as you know, AVEVA has a DNA of being an open environment and open software, right? By construction and by history, by legacy, we are in a space where we are connecting to many different solutions,
systems and
systems,
always
right?
been agnostic to different systems.
Absolutely. Yes. And I mean, we see it the same way on the cloud. So basically for us, the way we see it is really to be an industrial platform that will enable to provide the data that can be consumed by different parts, right? So, and third-party applications are definitely one of them. And it's also so that's really one of the focus we have in terms of moving the customer into this new space and helping the customer to really unlock the value. Right.
Interesting. I wanna touch base a little bit more about Connect, this beautiful yellow Connect.
Yeah, I mean
what's it about?
That's a very exciting
data democratization.
Yeah.
I think it's a center. Connect is a center role, has a center role in that.
Yeah, I mean that's clearly speaking. That's a center. That's a centerpiece of the way AVEVA is seeing the architecture tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And the idea that technically, you don't want each of the application of the world to connect to your system in the industrial space, right?
Yes.
I mean, our customers, they don't want that, right?
Millions of data points.
Correct. But
yes.
on the same time, you want to be able to get to leverage many different applications, which will bring value, right? And you want to be able to integrate that in an environment, I would say what we call the operator or operational environment, right? So that's really about the concept which is behind. So technically, it's about being able to, get a single funnel of the industrial data.
Yeah.
So being best in class about collecting those data with all the challenges of the industrial world, right?
Yes.
Quality of the data, structure, potential disruption from the communications, right? Volume, yes, absolutely. Sequence, right, of the data.
Timestamps,
which is very different which is very different from the transactional world, right? So that's 100%. When we can see.
But
we can see
AVEVA is the master in that.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's really where we really see this value in the discussion. So basically we want to be helping our customers to bring those data in the cloud world, get the ability to get this single pane of glass, right, which is enabling everybody in the company to get access to those data. But on the same time, being able to connect with third-party application, right? Okay. And typically, giving you a few real cases which are happening today, right?
Okay.
We are working with, as you know, we are extremely active and historically in the oil and gas industry, right? Yes. So typically, we are working with licensors, which are selling their process license to the refineries or to the oil and gas industry. And they are developing optimization, supervision in Connect.
Okay.
And basically, that allows the oil and gas company to push their data, their relevant data, to Connect, then to give that access to this licensor.
Okay.
And basically they can give advice and feedback to the customer. We may say that's something that was existing before with web access and things like this. The big difference is that from an architecture standpoint, you are making something which is super cyber secure.
Yes.
From a data consumption, you can leverage the data through multiple applications.
Yep.
And from an application standpoint, you will be able to have exactly the similar architecture on your different customers. So that's also solve installation and all those elements. So I think that's a very good use case, right?
Any future use for any AI model on that data? Imagine doing it on-prem.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I think AI will probably AI solutions. I mean, we don't really know, but AI solution will probably be some will be on-prem, with really real-time optimization and those elements, and some will be, or many will be in the cloud, because they were using computing capability, they were using multiple data sources,
multiple geolocation,
things like this, right? So exactly. So another use case that we are actually quite working on is we have announced a partnership with Databricks, right? And actually we're working as well with other big data platform. And the idea is actually that actually the discussion was the following. Databricks had a great analytical tool where they can combine data which are coming from different sources. One of the challenges of Databricks was the access to the industrial data. They didn't have neither the capacity nor the knowledge of the system and things like this. So the way we work together is that Databricks now has a direct native connection with Connect, and basically will directly source the data in Connect without replicating them in their platform. So basically you save cost, you save performance, and on top of it, it's super easy to set up.
And you're ensuring the industrial data on Databricks is the correct data and the correct form, ready to be consumed.
Absolutely. So as we discussed before, the beauty of Connect is it's really preparing the data coming from the industrial world and real life, preparing the data to an IT consumption, right? And we know that it's not. I mean, it's easier to say than to do, right?
Yes.
And that's why we are convinced that this will unlock a lot of value, and this will unlock what we call industrial intelligence, right? This capacity to mix the AI with the knowledge of the industrial world.
I want to take this discussion from that point about the partnership with Databricks to discuss more about how AVEVA value partnerships to continue to create value through AVEVA Partner Network. So historically, AVEVA has been a known partner company since Wanderer days, Audisoft, etc., working through partners and with partners. How is it? First of all, what is AVEVA Partner Network today? What is it trying to create?
That's a great question. So as you mentioned initially, right? I'm in charge of the partner ecosystem for EMEA.
Yes.
Right, and what we put in partners ecosystem is actually three major blocks. Right, okay. One block is the resellers with all the value about knowledge, local support, and things like this. Another block is delivery partners, so partners which are doing projects. And the third part of the ecosystem is technology partners. So related to Connect, those technology partners are typically Databricks or a third-party supplier that will now connect and consume the data to provide added value. So that's really the three elements of the partner ecosystem. And obviously, as you mentioned, that's a strong DNA of AVEVA, and that we really see this as a major key factor for our success and for the ability to impact the industry the way we want, right?
And they continue to create value. Okay.
Well, the partners they are creating. I mean, if you look at the partner in in a context of AVEVA, it's really about local presence, local intimacy, right?
Obviously.
And I mean, we have more than 4,000 partners around the world. There's more than 2,000 partners in EMEA only. And especially in EMEA, many countries, many different languages, many different culture. So that's allow us and to get really strong intimacy with our customer, right? I mean, with the partner. So local presence, expertise, because I mean the portfolio from AVEVA is wide.
Yes.
And I mean, you cannot get one man knowing everything. And technically, as a company, we cannot get resources to serve all our customers, right? So it's important that for the scale, we get partners with the right expertise, which are able to engage the customers and to support them on the offer.
Especially on a platform company, platform solutions, where you have this platform that is really horizontal, fitting many industry verticals.
Yeah.
You need that domain expertise. The partners are, you mentioned oil and gas earlier, some partners in the food and bev, etc.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the key role of AVEVA Select, right? You mentioned about our major local presence in the countries, right? Because they not only are experts on, I mean, generally speaking, they have a strong expertise like AITS, on the HMI SCADA.
Yes.
But that's also the ability to move into that connect space and to be a kind of orchestrator of the different partners, being able to know which value in which industry,
yes,
and then being able to bring that ecosystem together to push that to the customers, right?
So if we want to, I just want to recap about the different types, or let's say the three pillars, would say. The sales and support.
Yeah.
And then you have the delivery.
And
then the technology partners.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of the technology partners.
Right.
AVEVA launched recently managed service provider type of partnership.
Program,
especially program. Especially on the connect and the on the connect space.
Absolutely.
And how to use connect.
Yeah.
To deliver applications.
Yeah.
So what is it about?
Well,
exactly?
this is a great question, because I think this is part of what we are discussing before about unlocking the value.
Yes.
I think the concept from AVEVA in Connect is that, as you mentioned, right, it's primarily to be a industrial platform that will provide the data where we'll have great visualization, and we will get this data available for the consumption. It means that if you want to add value and to bring the value, you need to have applications which are consuming those data,
yes,
and which are bringing the specific value to the customer, right?
Okay.
So typically, what I was saying before, a licensor will have a specific value. He will take the data, he will process them, and he will send back whatever is the outcome of his analysis, right?
Yes.
So typically, those players are what we call our MSP, so managed service provider, because basically what they will do, they will develop applications or specific software on top or on side of Connect. It doesn't need to be specifically on Connect. This is very important. It can be done on a third-party platform.
Yes.
And then you use Connect mainly with an API about the data source and data consumption. That's actually the way Databricks is working, right?
Yes.
And technically, that's what an MSP is. It's a company which is delivering specific added value.
Yes.
Being
certain services,
certain value, leveraging and being natively in the Connect ecosystem. Means that basically it's an easy integration, API have been defined, way to read data, way to write data have been defined, right? The way to visualize data in Connect has been defined. So it's a certain number of elements. To make it simple, it's a bit of coming from a B2B to a BTC world, but to make it simple, an MSP is a person which is doing your app on your iPhone, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
basically AVEVA is doing the operating system,
the enabler,
the enabler.
Yes.
But the MSP will do the app And
Yes.
as you know, the app can have a lot of AI or whatever analysis which are running behind.
Yes.
But then from a user standpoint, you see the outcome on a very easy way.
And that's what
That's a very similar concept.
Exactly. What we user eventually needs is less complexity.
Correct. Well, the
They
only
need-
point that
need
the
to focus
app
on
in
the
the
value.
industrial world may be a little bit more
More
complex.
Yeah, exactly.
But the idea
Yeah,
is to
yeah,
facilitate the interface for the user. So
Yes.
basically, from a user standpoint, you have one interface where you have the different applications, and then you are read it from a quite native and user-friendly environment, right? Which is why this visualization and user and UX element is one of the key focus for us as well in the time being.
Yeah,
right?
user experience.
Absolutely,
You need people
the user
to
experience,
focus on their business,
Absolutely.
doing their business better, not waste time on fixing IT stuff.
Absolutely, that's really the idea, right?
Yes.
Being focused on the layer where they add value
Yes,
and not focus on the pipe, right?
exactly, 100%. Look, Sebastien, it would take us hours to talk about all of these big topics in AVEVA world, but I'm happy to have you today. I know the schedule is so tight. You're here for a few days only. We want you to visit the region.
Yeah, there is so many.
more often. Yeah,
There are so many things to discuss here, and there is a lot of dynamic in the region, right? So it's obviously from an EMEA perspective. I mean, the region in the Gulf, but I would say the broader region is obviously an area where a lot of things are happening, right? So
yes.
So yeah,
yes.
I mean,
we are a young
busy
region with
state.
lots of energy.
Exactly.
Welcome again.
Thank you
Thanks
very
a
much.
lot. And here we go. We had Sebastien Ory today talking about AVEVA's vision for the industrial future, industrial intelligence. And then we had a little bit more elaboration talk about AVEVA Partner Network, how the partner network is evolving and continue to create value. Stay tuned for more episodes of Incident Spotlight AITS podcast. Cheers.